welcome everybody to the DarkHorse experience. We
It's supposed to
are.
be my go.
It was supposed to be your go this time. We didn't discuss that. We didn't discuss that.
Jump right into it.
That's my bad. I got excited because I wanted to welcome back our third leg. That's right. He is our third leg. I'm just gonna use that. We don't need to get gross with it.
Like,
Princess Christine.
Christine.
He is the butthole to our dick and balls.
He is the butthole to our dick and balls, isn't he?
I love it. I love it.
Yep, just got back. Just got back today. How you feeling? I know you haven't been able to catch up yet, but how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm pretty exhausted, but pretty stoked that I'm able to make it to this showing. I was a little weary on whether or not I was gonna be back in time, but was able to pull through and making it with some dinner of Wendy's and enjoying a nice beer. I'm able to hop on and talk with you guys.
Hell yeah!
Pretty stoked.
Booyah!
Good, because we have a great episode tonight. You're gonna get to relive some moments that you never got to live.
That's right.
Oh
It's
yes,
gonna be fun. We got
so thrilled.
stories to tell because we're gonna jump into a little thing we like to call the recap to Road to Dave.
That's right. Now,
Recap.
I had.
Okay.
Excuse me. I had fully intended on working on the Road to Dave video today, but it's a lot to get into, and I didn't want to get into it because there wasn't a whole lot of time between then and getting ready for now. So,
Right.
I'll be working on that tonight and tomorrow.
I'm really excited.
It is,
we
yeah.
had a lot of fun.
It was a hell of an
I think
adventure, and I'm really excited to do the
I
video.
think we did more videos than I think we originally thought we were gonna do. To be honest.
Yeah, like I thought. Well, it was a little more eventful than I think we thought it was going to be.
And let's just be honest, you don't want to ruin this recap video because it's gonna be pretty epic. It's
Yeah.
gonna be fun.
All right, no, it's just looking over the videos and knowing like how they're gonna go. Plus, we have like a bunch of awesome pictures. It was already entertaining just watching the videos separately, so I know there's gonna be entertaining to put it all in one video. Road to Dave. It was an adventure. It was definitely an adventure.
It was an
I'm
adventure
excited. I can't wait to
like
watch.
no other.
Yeah.
We're also gonna want to do a little ring general talk tonight.
I mean, we can. Like, I just want to say, just to kind of segue into that, huge fight news came out today. Triple G, Canelo Golovkin versus Canelo Alvarez, September 15th. They finally announced it. I believe it was released by, who was it? Poop. But anyway, the announcement was made today, so it's official. September 15th, they're finally going to be fighting. They were supposed to fight on Cinco de Mayo, and then it got canceled. I believe Alvarez was the one that backed out, if I remember correctly. And I haven't bought into pay-per-view in many, many years, but I might just buy this one.
Awesome.
Because in the fight world,
Well,
this is
exciting.
this is definitely a fight to see.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Hell yeah.
Let there be blood.
Yes. The combat world
tears.
comes alive.
It's like a modern day version of Mortal Kombat, just without the death.
Right. Those two are absolutely incredible. And to see them fight again is going to be amazing.
Kill it.
We're also going to talk a little bit about. You just want to start with the baby daddy card. I feel like this would be
Sure.
fun
Yeah.
Just jump into.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
So
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So just minutes ago, we all were doing our own thing for a minute, and I happened to notice that there's a baby daddy card for Father's Day.
Baby daddy.
And
Okay.
there should be, right? You could be a baby daddy.
Sure.
Why not? Right.
That's a title. But
Yeah.
there's controversy over it because a customer complained to, where was this? Target, I believe?
Target. Yeah.
And Nobody complained about it. I didn't read the whole article, but just that thought alone is like, why? Why would you do that?
Because people get offended over the dumbest shit. And they're allowed to be offended. The problem is they think because they're offended that they're right and that something needs to be done about it, and
Yeah.
they're wrong. Like it's just because you're offended doesn't mean somebody has to change something.
So I can walk into Spencer's where they have just a whole bunch of obscene freaking cards, and I can just be like, you know what? I'm offended because this one has a pile of shit on it.
Right. This one's got a naked guy on it, and I don't think that's right.
This one has a people referencing to a penis.
Yeah, and that's offensive to me.
Oh, that's just terrible.
I think that they're gonna separate like what Target's vision along with what Spencer's vision. I bet you that Spencer probably gets letters written to them all the time saying this offends me. I don't like this. Why is this in your store? And you know what they say? We don't care.
Don't go in a store.
If you don't like it, don't show up in our store.
That's one of those.
Yeah, like if you don't
Exactly.
like our products, don't come into our store.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not going to go and fight that.
But
I mean, you kind of know what you're getting into when you get into Spencer's, unless you've never been there before.
Right.
But I mean, the general population knows that if you're walking in Spencer's, you're looking at gag gifts, sex toys, and anything that's going to make fun of somebody else.
Yeah.
What are those?
Things with pot leaves,
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of pot.
Oh yeah. Comic book references and social references, things like that. But yeah, I mean they've always been the kind of store, Spencer's. What's the other one? The like that kind of goth store. Was it
Hot Topic?
Yeah, Hot Topic. Yeah, like those kind of stores. They've always been against the grain anyway. So if somebody really wants to complain about it, they just tell them to blow it out their ass. Just don't come in.
Right.
They get plenty of sales from people that love their stores anyway. But a chain like Target, they feel compelled to bend to the will of the minority because, unfortunately, they feel like the minority could turn into the majority real quick, which is silly because it's not like they just got those cards in. I'm sure they've had them for a while.
Yeah, I think.
And
probably a couple of years.
Yeah, they're probably thinking, oh yeah, we'll have inclusion. You're a baby daddy, but you're not like, I don't know. Like you're not.
When did that term become offensive? Like that could be a funny term. Sometimes I refer to myself as a baby daddy.
Well, you are. You're the daddy to a baby, so you're a baby daddy.
Fact.
Yeah.
Every father.
But I don't think that's offensive, and
that's because you're not soft. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's
right.
Somebody sees something, and you know what? It was probably like a woman that got offended. Because who is there really a guy that's gonna go in and be like, oh, like I'm a baby daddy, but I don't want a card that says it. Like guys just don't do that. That's not. So it's probably a woman going, that's offensive, and most of the time, the people that are offended by something aren't even represented by what they're offended by. That's what I've been finding out.
Yeah, I can see that.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame on you who
Or
are
it's stupid
about a silly little card that might have been a little humorous.
Right?
It's somebody that's probably trying to get their
baby daddy cards for next Father's Day. And I'm going to send them to Target and be like, just send them one of these from me.
There you go.
Who cares? Who cares? It's baby daddy.
It's probably somebody too that saw their little 5-minute fame kind of deal and was able to get themselves in there.
Probably.
Anybody's trying to find their which way around,
Yeah, they're all like, trying to get like famous off of like somebody gets offended and then they go to like some news outlet and they're like, I want to tell you just how offended I am. And like
right.
The worst part is that there are people that actually fucking watch that shit. They're like, oh man, look at this guy. He's so offended. Let's hear his opinion because it fucking matters.
Yeah, that's what most people actually. There's quite a few people that exist doing that alone.
Like, it's stupid.
Everyone's
crazy, man.
entitled to their own wrong opinion. Because in
Absolutely.
this world, nothing's right.
Yeah, you can think whatever you want. Yeah.
Nothing. So
quite a bit of it.
I just thought that was like kind of a fun little topic we should discuss.
Yeah. You know, it's like,
absolutely.
I'm not a baby daddy. I don't have any babies. I'm not a daddy. But
That you know of.
You do
That
have
I
food
know of.
babies.
I've had food babies before. Yes. But like, it's, even if I was, I wouldn't be offended. Like, who gives a shit?
Right.
You know what? They should have baby daddy
Exactly.
cards. They should have baby mama cards. They should have sperm donor cards. They should have egg donor cards. Why not?
Oh, that'd be
Happy egg
hilarious.
Right?
That'd be so great.
Like, thanks for being a halfway decent sperm donor. Like,
I love
Right.
my child. Thanks for the egg.
right? Like, come on.
Surrogate mother.
Yeah.
When is surrogate
Yeah,
mothers
that's
gonna have a
right.
day?
Right? Surrogate Mother Day.
When is
Yeah.
surrogate mother?
It should be the day before Mother's Day. Oh, that's kind of fucked up.
That's
That's all.
that's kind of
You know what? Fuck it.
Okay.
Who cares?
I'll
Whatever.
back it. Sticks and
I'm all for
stones,
it.
people. Sticks and stones.
That's funny.
that's
I can't crack myself up.
That's good. This is what we deal with on a constant.
That's right.
absolutely.
You
But
should hear us
yeah,
play video games. It gets even worse.
that's dangerous.
Yes.
But like,
Yeah,
you know, it's
yeah.
I can understand why somebody might feel offended by it, but at the same time,
How?
who gives a shit?
How could you even see how somebody would be offended by it?
Because I'm an open-minded person with empathy.
Oh, that's a terrible thing to have. That's why the world's soft.
Yeah, no.
Jeff.
It's my fault.
With words like empathy and sympathy and
Right.
Fucking asshole.
saying apology.
No, see,
with them all.
I can be empathetic and understanding and open-minded and still not let shit get to me to the point where I sit there and complain and want somebody to change something. I'm not soft. Like, I don't let things get under my
Right.
skin. But I can still
Right,
be
yeah.
understanding to how it would.
Well, you can play.
It's my
you can play
superpower.
devil's advocate.
Right. Oh no,
You
I'm
know,
not
you
going to
play devil's
advocate for them.
advocate.
I'm just saying I understand, but they're wrong.
Yeah, and that's not what I meant. Like, I mean, you know, you're just playing the other side to like, okay, this is where they're trying to talk about, and this is what they're thinking and stuff. But
Right.
I don't
right.
agree with it. I just see that's I can see why that's what.
All right. So this is Baby Daddy. All right.
Baby
This
Daddy.
card. All right. So the picture of the card does look like a African American couple, like a black couple. All right. So it's kind of hard to tell. So what I might do is I'm gonna see if I can look up the picture because you might not be able to see it. Oh, you know what? Actually, that's not bad. It does look like a black
There you
couple.
go, zoomed
Right?
in. It does.
So
Okay.
I would say so.
So, what Target is saying, all right, so apparently the cards, which were spotted at Target, have been called an insult to black fathers and a slap in the face to the African American community as a whole.
But would it be
Oh, okay.
okay? Would it be okay if it was just a white couple or a Hispanic couple or just a different couple?
I don't know. I don't know if it matters because they used a black couple. So whether or not they say, well, if it was a white couple, it's not going to matter because they didn't use a white couple. They didn't use a Mexican couple.
It shouldn't matter with a black couple.
It
doesn't
shouldn't.
matter with any fucking
It
couple.
shouldn't. But honestly, like if they're
Right.
essentially with a card perpetuating a stereotype within the African American community, and honestly, it is not. How can I say this without kicking my own ass? There have been right. There is plenty of references in black music, black TV, black movies that always reference the almost normality of a family without a father in the black community. So if they're perpetuating it, then why is it that they're also getting mad at a greeting card or a baby daddy card. Like but it's not like it's just a guy standing there with his hands in his pockets, like, like it's like a black man and a black woman like kissing. So it's not like they're saying, well,
Right.
you know, you're just some, you know,
Right.
broke ass baby daddy that, you know, never sees his kids. They're showing like a loving couple.
Right. Yeah.
So
Maybe they're just trying to make baby daddy a positive terminology.
maybe they're trying to turn
Maybe.
it. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
could
why
be.
not?
That
But
could have been the intentions.
I think if they wanted to avoid that, I think it was a lack of foresight on whoever made that card to sit there and be like, we're going to call it baby daddy,
Yeah.
and then we're going to put a black couple on it. Like, I think that shows a lack of foresight and a lack of sensitivity.
We're gonna giggle about it because people are gonna get offended.
Of course, because it's funny to us, because I'm part black, so, and I have the proof. Genetically, I'm part black, so I don't give a shit. Fuck what everybody says. I don't give a shit. But, you know, it's like, I can see why they're offended, especially seeing the card and understanding where they're coming from. But at the same time, be offended. Good for you. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit. We don't.
Like, if they came out with a card that had some, you know, pasty skin, fucking thinning hair, guy eating a fucking mayonnaise sandwich, and it said sorry about being a cracker, like, or a fucking honky, like, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, I'm offended, you need to take that away. I'm gonna laugh my ass off because it's fucking hilarious.
I'm gonna be giggling like a little schoolgirl.
Right?
Oh my God.
Look, did you see this?
Like,
I
because
would die laughing.
yeah, like it would. I'd buy it. I'd buy it just because it'd be that's hilarious.
Right.
That you have the balls to put something, the balls to put
Yeah.
something,
Right.
balls. But you know, it's like, I don't know. It annoys me when somebody gets offended by something and then they think that gives them the right to change whatever offends them
Yeah.
because they're offended.
Right.
Like, meh, boo-hoo. Move on with your life. Don't go to Target. Don't buy stuff at Target. Don't sit there and try and rally against
Walmart's
Target.
normally right around the corner.
Yeah. Like,
Right. Yeah.
you know, you have Walmart, Kmart,
Right.
Sears. You have all these different stores.
Yeah.
Go to them instead.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to have baby daddy cards. Maybe.
Probably not.
But it's like, come on. All right. But anyway.
Right.
Are we calling next subject?
Sure, yeah. Let's move on.
Interesting combo.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see if we get some comments
I
on
thought
that
that'd
one.
be a good kick. I hope we get some comments. Damn it, I want some hate like spread on our page.
We need
Just a
some
little
hate.
bit.
We need some hate.
Give me a little bit of sauce.
You know what?
I
Then
just-
you have
I
to
just
say
wanna,
some
like-
controversial things. If you want some hate, you got to say some things that people might not necessarily agree with.
Well, it's not just me on the podcast, or maybe I would.
Hey, you have your own opinion. You can share it.
Oh, don't you worry.
That's true.
Why don't you
We'll
share it,
cross
Josh?
that bridge when we get
Josh?
there.
How does it make
Josh,
you
what do
feel?
you get offended by?
What do I get offended by? I get offended by fucking Cardinals kicking shit off the gutters and trying to piss and shit on me. I'm offended by that.
The actual bird, not the sports team.
Yeah.
Right. Correction.
Yes.
The
The
actual bird.
The
that
Arizona
flies in the
Cardinals
gutters.
keep coming to my house and kicking water on me and then taking shit on my porch.
Sue like a champ. I wouldn't even do that. I'd just buy a little pellet gun and shoot him in the ass.
I don't know. Those Cardinal guys are pretty big dudes. I don't know if that's going to do much.
It will. They're all going to be offended.
Sure. Why not?
No, offended.
So, do we want to jump into the recap of Dave and kind of tell a little bit about the story?
Sure. Yeah, we can kind of give them a little sneak preview.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened.
Oh, man. All right. So, without kind of ruining everything,
Yeah.
We had a
It's-
big picture of Christian's face in the background of all of our pictures.
we made a billboard with Christian's face on it so we could have it with us the whole time. We should have.
Oh,
Damn, we
that'd be
should have.
hilarious.
Ah, man, we missed
That
out.
would have been hilarious.
That would have been awesome. We should have done that. Damn it. Now I'm mad.
Stop.
But
Sorry, he's
so
going away soon anyway.
Just
yeah.
Just
So
my face on like one of those sticks that you can like make your own mask.
yeah, just like just carry
That would be
around.
hilarious.
Like we're here with
That would be
cricket.
hilarious.
It would have gotten destroyed, but it would have been awesome while it was around.
And then we could put like, "Where's Christine?" Kind of like
Right,
Where's Waldo?
right.
Where's Christine?
So I started out up here in New Hampshire, drove all the way down to Maryland. It was an 8-hour drive, nice trip. You know, it actually went by pretty quick getting down there. Pretty fast. I only stopped to get gas the one time. And that was like it. That was my only stop. Everything else was pretty smooth sailing. Left at a good time, avoided traffic. It was not bad. Not bad.
Awesome.
So we get down there.
Let's rewind because you didn't leave on time.
Well, no, I
You
didn't.
didn't
No.
leave on time.
Well, I left on time for me.
He had what do we call it? A Christian moment,
No, fuck that.
and almost like just kind of flaked out for a minute.
I
for
wasn't gonna.
hours
No.
upon
Have I
hours.
ever flaked out on you on a trip? No. You can think all you want. The answer is no.
I'm gonna need a little more time to think about it.
No, you don't, because the answer is no.
Then I appreciate you being the friend who doesn't flake out
No.
on a trip. Fucker here.
But so I had a meeting with my counselor at 11 a.m. So I was already waking up earlier than I wanted to anyway, but that was fine because I love going to my counselor. Well, we finished our meeting about 12. I think it might have been a little bit past 12, doesn't matter. And then I planned on leaving and heading out at like 1. And I was like 8 hours, that puts me there around like 9. Well, I was exhausted. I was so tired. Because I spent all night working on our podcast and editing and making everything fun and beautiful. So if you watched last week's podcast, thank you for watching. If you liked it or shared it, that's awesome. I definitely appreciate that. We all appreciate that. But I worked pretty hard. I worked a lot of hours on that. It took a long time. There's a lot of stuff to do, a lot of fun to be had during it. So I didn't have a lot of sleep. I had maybe like 2 hours. So
Now let's ask Christian. Did you watch the podcast yet?
No, I literally got back like 4. Give me a
That's
little.
it. It's no longer starring special featuring Christine.
no, you just got back
just
today.
got
You
back.
gotta come on now. Come on. You just got
literally
back today.
Got back.
But so I had like very little sleep. So by the time my meeting was over, by the time I got to 1, I literally had my bag packed the night before. Actually, it might have been 2 days before, I think, when I texted you to let you know that my bag was already ready to go. So I was ready to go. And at 1 o'clock, I made a very honest assessment with myself because I'm already a professional driver. I know my limits, and I was just way too tired. I was like, I have to take a nap. I am exhausted. I need some sleep before driving 8 hours, or I might not make it. And I sure as hell wasn't going to take a nap at some like road stop somewhere. I was like, fuck that. I'm going to be comfortable and be in my own bed. So
And I'm glad you did that.
Me too.
But
I am too.
You told me on the phone that you were going to the bank.
Yeah.
And then you
which
were
I did.
going from the bank, and then you were hitting the road, and you were going down to Maryland.
Yep. And that was the plan. I went to the bank. I came home, and I was like, I shouldn't be going on the road.
That was the longest fucking trip to the bank anyone's ever taken.
Yeah.
Who didn't rob it? Who didn't rob it?
Hey, if I robbed it, I probably would have been there shorter. But
He would have flown.
Yeah.
He would have had plenty of money.
right. But so I took a nap. I woke up. It was like 7 at that point. So I took a nice healthy nap, which was nice. I definitely needed it. Let's see. And then I ended up texting Josh like right away, right when I woke up. I was like, hey, I just woke up from my nap. I'm going to be hitting the road soon. So I ended up heading out at about 7:45. Because like we had talked on the phone at about 7:30. And I was like, yeah, maybe I'll wait a little bit and then just drive through the night so I'm not getting there in the middle of the night. And I could just get there in the morning when you wake up. And then Josh was like, fuck that. Like, just get on the road now. So I was literally on the road by like 7:45. And started right away. Did like a quick video before heading out, and then did like a couple of update videos while I was driving. I was very safe during it, but it was a lot of fun just driving down. Did a video when I got down there, which was about 3 a.m, which Josh attempted to try and stay up, even though I told him not to. I said go to bed, get some sleep. And he was like, no, I'll be up. I got stuff I got to do. I got stuff I can watch, and I'll be up. I'll stay up, wait for you. And then it was like 12:30, 1 o'clock.
No, fuck you. It was past 2:30, not by like much, but it was past 2:30.
No, that's incorrect. It was like 1:30, because I remember telling you I had about an hour and a half left, and I got there at 3.
Yeah, that's because you were supposed. That's right, because you were supposed to get there.
Well, technically, if I went with the original plan, I would have been there hours earlier. But
you didn't.
Nope.
So that's pointless.
Yep.
That was just a waste of breath. It was a waste of my time.
But I remember you saying, you're like, oh, I'm not going to be able to make it. And I was like, yeah. I was like, it's fine. It's like, go get some sleep. So he left the door unlocked, which he never does. So I was appreciative of that. Left the door unlocked. I got there at like 3. I was trying to be very, very quiet because I didn't want to wake anybody up. Especially the little one.
Right.
So I was very quiet. Fat Cat welcomed me with open paws. And I went downstairs and I passed out on the chair. It wasn't very long after that I was asleep. So, and then, excuse me, she's got the burps. Then next thing I know, I'm being woken up to Josh in my face, apparently taking a video of me sleeping.
To be honest, I let you sleep.
It's true.
For like a while. It was like almost 11, and I was just excited. So I like ran down the stairs, and all I could hear is this god awful fucking noise. It sounded like a broken chainsaw trying to chop a tree down, like. Yep. Because you couldn't saw through it, you had to fucking chop it, but it was like still trying to kick on.
It was pretty bad. Between being stuffy, being overly tired. Yeah. And I've had that stupid cough, which I'm pretty sure is gone now. I don't think I've coughed like at all today, which is nice. It took like 2.5 weeks, but I finally got the goddamn cough away. So that's nice. But yeah, I was like all.
So let's fast forward through some of the stuff. Because we do have to leave like some. We didn't get an awesome picture, and we should have. Christian, there was a point in time. It was later that night.
Yeah.
Where we had a couple drinks, and we wound up going to a restaurant for dinner.
Yeah.
And so I'm in the driver's seat, Babe's in the passenger seat, and he's behind the woman. And everything's fine. And mind you, we're not even going but 8 minutes away from the house. We're going to Rock Salt. You've been there.
That's where we were at for New Year's.
Right.
Yep.
So we're going, and all of a sudden I hear this like, and I just turn my head back, and here's Jeff like hanging out the window, just.
Yeah, some didn't sit well. Something wasn't sitting right.
Yes.
And
oh my god, dude.
And I look over at Babes, and I just start giggling. There's nothing else I can literally do besides giggle, because there's a half a hobbit hanging out of the man van, right? And just all over the fucking road.
Yep.
So then I had to turn down this alley and literally creep, because every time I thought he was done, you would just see the disappointment in his hands. They just kept doing this.
God damn.
Son of a bitch.
Yep. Yep. It was
awesome.
Yeah, we were just driving. We were driving. I'm enjoying the drive. It was a beautiful day, beautiful evening. And oh man, just the stomach just started doing fucking flips, and I was like, "Oh no." And I was like,
I wasn't driving fast.
no, it wasn't anything to do with your driving. Something just didn't sit right. And I was like, oh, this isn't good. And so like I had the window down. I'm just enjoying the night. And I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat when we get there. Like my stomach's really upset. And then the next thing I know, I'm like, oh no. I tried like leaning out of the window as far as I possibly could. So like half of my body's hanging out the goddamn window. I did get a little bit in his car on the door, but I did clean it up. So as far as puking in each other's cars, we're even.
We're 1-for-1.
Yeah, so it was, and then we get there, and we start ordering food, and then like just like the sweats kick in, and my stomach's like still all cramped up, and I was like, I can't eat. But I ended up ordering some food, and I guess like the waitress was like worried or something.
Oh yeah, dude. Okay. She was like, well, he orders his fucking burger, and this thing's huge, and it's just sitting literally in front of him for like I had what one drink there. Like my food was gone. They put that fucking plate in front of me, and it was like a monstrous plate. It was gone within probably like 4 fucking minutes. Just, and I'm looking over at Jeff, and you just see this big burger, and from my angle, it didn't even look like a bite was taken out of it.
I did take one bite because I was like, you know what, maybe I just need to get some food in my system, and everything will settle down. I take a bite, and it just didn't help. And I was like, if I keep going, I'm just gonna like puke.
This is like the size of the bite he took. It was like that small, just to compare it. That
I don't know what you're showing, but
yeah, we can't even see it.
You couldn't see that? Can you see that
little dot? It was it was the size of a hole punch.
It was the size of a hole punch.
Yeah, I mean it was not a big bite, but it was just to see like if that would start to help, and it didn't. So like, and I just had water. Like I was like, all right, I'm fucking done. And so like we get everything, we wrap it up, you know, we pay the bill, and I get it to go. Like I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just start feeling better later tonight, and I'll eat this later. So we get everything to go. We get in the car. We head back. Everything's fine. I'm still like queasy and not really, feeling great, but it's whatever. Yeah. Totally left the burger in the car. Sat there all night.
Oh no.
So I went inside and I went right downstairs, and I was like, I just need to like shut my eyes for a little bit. Like I wasn't feeling tired. I was like, I just need to close my eyes and just like center myself, like just get under control. Right. Yeah. And
just rest.
Yeah, and then like next thing I know, we're like waking up. It's the next morning.
Yeah, because I looked at Babes and then I looked over at him right before he went down to the man cave, and I was like, "Are you going to bed? Or are you coming back?" I'm good. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Didn't see him the rest of the night. Didn't see him the rest of the night.
Yeah, I was out. I was like, you know what? Fuck.
Were you good the next morning? Or did you
like I don't know what. I don't really know what it was. I think it was. I don't know. I don't really know. It could have been the heroin, maybe the mescaline. Oh, we were doing so many drugs that it's like...
Could have been the crack.
Could have been the crack cocaine.
Could have been.
Well, like, I really don't know. It was just like queasy, fumbly stomach. I've never been like motion sick before. I've never gotten like motion sickness or anything like that. So I don't know. No idea.
Right, yeah, maybe it was part of that.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but so that was definitely a part of the adventure.
Let's fast forward a little bit because Christian, you missed one of the most memorable Dave Matthews experiences I'll never forget.
So good.
Really?
So good.
And you couldn't have predicted it. You couldn't have predicted what was going to happen.
Nope. Let's just say, if we had shown up and hadn't bought tickets, we would have gotten into Dave for free.
Could have got in for free.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because once they finally started letting everybody in, they just started letting everybody in.
Yeah.
Like they would give you a pat down. They would give you like a quick pat down. Nobody checked tickets. Nobody scanned nothing. Just whoop, let everybody in.
Yep. But mind you, cool. Dave was supposed to play at 8:00.
8. Yeah, the show was supposed to start at 8. They were supposed to start letting people in at like 7:45 or 7:30, something like that. They were supposed to start letting people in.
7:40. I think it was 7:40 45 maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got there a little early to tailgate, and
Of course.
oh, that experience alone was like no other. There's pictures, and I don't know if I think we took video there too.
Oh yeah, I've got a couple videos. Yeah.
So this fucking monsoon of tidal wave waters and just oh my god, it was so much water.
Let's just say when we got there, it was a beautiful day. Now, we knew the forecast was predicting rain.
Right.
So we were like, I brought umbrellas. Literally, I have 3 umbrellas that I have for work, which 2 of them I got to bring back and get replaced. But I had 3 umbrellas that I have for work, so I brought those with me because we knew there was going to be rain. And we're like, if we're sitting down to join Dave and it starts raining, bloop, pop up the umbrellas, we're good to go. Well, we get there, I think it was like right at 6 o'clock. It was still pretty early in the whole parking process. So we got actually pretty close with our parking, which worked out towards our benefit at the end of the night. But, so we get there, we park, it's like right at 6 o'clock, right when they open up, the parking. So we were good there. We get a great spot. We pull out the chairs. We're drinking some beers. We're enjoying our day. It's beautiful out, sun shining, and off in the distance you see like this black cloud of doom.
This big, disgusting,
and
smoker's lung just floating over. Yeah,
and it wasn't like moving. Like there were some clouds that it was weird because the bottom, like the lower cover clouds were moving like one direction and the higher cover clouds were moving in the other direction, so they were like crisscrossing. So it was like hard to judge speed at which they were traveling. But the black cloud was kind of like staying off in the distance, not really bothering anybody. And then it was probably, what do you think, like 6:45, maybe 7 o'clock? I forget what time it was when the first little rain hit.
Oh no, the first little rain probably hit. I would say probably about 6:45 because we weren't there that long. Yeah, and I think I was only like two golden monkeys in.
Yeah, and like so the first rain hit and it was just like a real quick shower. It was nothing. And then by the time it lit up, like the sky started opening up again. We were like, "That's great." Well, probably about 20 to 30 minutes later, I look over. We're sitting in our chairs, hanging out, and I look over at Lindsay. She's just staring off in the distance, and like just past my shoulder, so like I can't really see what she's looking at. And she like kind of like points to Josh. She's like, "Yeah, look." And so like I try and look, but I'm already a couple beers in, so I really didn't care. But apparently, what she was watching was this wall of rain start moving towards the towards the parking lot.
That was so majestic looking because you picture a wall. I mean, that's very accurate. It was a wall of rain. This long streams just coming down, and the wind's just kind of whipping it, so it's doing this kind of weird shit, and like it was one of the coolest things I've witnessed.
Oh yeah,
and then there was lightning.
Oh yeah. The sky started like flashing, and we would see lightning off in like the distance. Then we would hear the thunder, and then it would start to go like a little bit closer. Like we would start to see the lightning. Then the thunder was coming quicker, and then all you just hear, like the screams from like the other end of the parking lot as the wall just starts moving in, and it was not a little rain. It was a lot of fucking rain. And people are screaming, and you just hear the water start pounding the cars behind us, and we're like, we gotta go.
So we tried to scramble and get all of our shit in the vehicle without getting the vehicle wet, and I think we did pretty good.
Yeah. We did all right.
I have 2 umbrellas. I have 2 umbrellas literally behind me. I'm going, oh no, because the wind's fucking whipping around and the rain's hitting you even harder, and like I'm fucking wet now. I wasn't wearing a wet T-shirt. You know what I mean? Like you see my nips.
Well, while Josh is holding these umbrellas, I have my umbrella in one hand. I have my chair already folded up in the bag in the other hand. We're trying to like open up the back, but the double chair that they had, because Josh was sweet enough to buy this double cuddle chair, which his unenthusiastic girlfriend seemed to not like at first, but she says she loves it now. Which is a different story altogether. But that's like up against the back of the car. So I had to like try and like drag that while holding everything while it's raining. Like it's starting to downpour incredibly. So I'm like trying to move this chair out of the way, open up the back of the car, throw mine in. I turn around, I'm trying to like close this big ass chair with one hand. Like I'm like using a foot and a hand while holding the umbrella while Josh has got two umbrellas. Like, close it, man.
Just close the fucking door.
It was a mess.
I need you to hold my umbrella so I can grab my beer.
Right? It was just a mess. But it was a lot of fun. And so like basically we battled the rain for Jesus, a while. Because then by the time 8 o'clock hit, the rain had sort of let up, but it was kind of drizzly still. But it was a lot lighter than it was. So we had our umbrellas. We're good. We're walking in. They're like, all right, it's 8 o'clock. Like they're going to be letting people in. And
yeah.
So we walk up and there's just like a massive group of people. And like we see like some folks up on the top of the hill walking around back and forth. I'm guessing they were vendors.
Well, no, they'd let people in. They'd let a couple of people in prior to that.
Yeah.
Because I was watching them go through the gates on the left hand side, so they were letting people in.
Okay. And then they stopped.
And then as soon as we got like right up to the gate and like the trash cans were getting ready to like go next, they fucking closed the gates and we're like.
And then the rain opened up again.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh no!
By this time, remember this. By this time, I had my big old fucking Columbia jacket. Like,
he had like
it was soaking wet.
Yeah, a raincoat that didn't work. And because you guys didn't bring the umbrellas. I brought my umbrella, but you guys didn't bring your umbrellas. So there's
because I had a castaway umbrella. It wasn't gonna do me no fucking good anyway.
That's true. Yeah, the one that Josh kept grabbing was my broken one, which I didn't realize was that broken until we opened it up. But so they're standing there in raincoats. I'm in a t-shirt and shorts and an umbrella with my bag, like my bag holding my chair. And I'm like sitting there, we're just standing there getting like belted with rain. I did take a video at that point because it was so much fun. But there's people screaming. There's literally like a river, like a 3-inch river of water just cascading over our feet. And my feet have never been so wet. Like
no, man. It was ungodly.
Oh, man. Just like
jumping into a pool like your feet are wet? No. This was worse than jumping into a pool.
It was crazy. Just how much water was coming down.
My shoes are still currently wet, and they've been outside and
I haven't
inside
checked them.
and outside.
Yeah, I haven't checked mine.
Wet still.
I haven't even checked mine. But yeah, it would surprise me if they're still wet. Like it was insane.
And on top of all this, then you start getting some of the Dave fans that are getting angry because they made it up to the gate, but they closed it, and it started like it had a really bad vibe because people started running up to the gates and shaking it, and they started chanting, "Let us in!" And I was like, "I'm going back to the car, and I'm going to drink. We'll wait it out."
Like, so they have like the gates, the gates where everybody goes in, but then they have like the barricades that were like ahead of it, so like you could like kind of corral people into lines. Well, they closed those off, like they closed the gates, then they closed those off, so there's like this big gap of empty space. Well, I guess a couple of guys were like, fuck this, and they just opened up, like, the barricades and start walking up to the gates to, like, grab onto them and shake them, and they're like, let us in, like, and literally just, Josh and I look at each other, and we're like, let's get the fuck out of here. This never ends well. It never ends well. So, like, we gotta go.
I literally looked at Jeff, and I was like, you know what we could be doing right now? He looks at me, he's like, what? And I was like, we could be drinking, and we can wait it out. Like, why not? We're here. We can drink. We can have fun. We could have made money. We didn't.
We could have, but I didn't want to sacrifice my beer or my sandwich.
I didn't either. People were looking for beer. We had like a cooler of it, and they were literally like, "Do you have beer? We'll buy it." I was like, "Nah, we don't. I can't." Yeah. Yet we're standing out in the rain the whole fucking time while everybody else is sitting in their vehicles, and we're just pounding them.
Yeah. It was it was fun, but like at one point I even had my umbrella, and literally it was like the back of my shoulders were okay, they weren't bad. Like my upper chest was fine, but like basically from like the nips down completely soaked. Yep. Because the wind was just coming in sideways at most points. So like like my my umbrella, I'm trying to cover it and like face the back of the wind, so like my ass is soaked, and like my just everything's just wet.
So there was no point in getting back in the vehicle because we weren't gonna get dry anyway.
Yeah.
We were already fucked.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's like 8:30, 8:45, and we start hearing like rumors that they're gonna do the show, that Dave's gonna start it, but the rain was still going pretty good at that point. And I had just closed the umbrella and threw it back in the car. I was like, I'm already soaking wet. Like, fuck it. So
Right. Yeah. It didn't even matter.
yeah, and then it started to get cold because then the wind was coming in, and the sun had gone down, so the temperature was dropping, and I was like,
Right.
and now I'm getting cold. So I was like, I'm gonna sit in the car for just a little bit. So I sat in the car for a little bit. Then the rain kind of started to let up, so I got back out of the car, and then we started hearing more rumors that Dave was gonna play and that they were gonna start letting people in. And then they made the announcement because Virginia has an 11 o'clock or 11 p.m. curfew. And it's almost 9 o'clock at this point. And, like, we're like, like, he's probably not going to... Like, if he plays, like, is it going to be worth it, Well...
Yeah.
So, then they made the announcement that Virginia was going to extend the curfew to, like, 11:15. Which we were like, that's always a good sign. Yeah, so we end up grabbing our stuff. We finally go back. They start letting everybody in. So we finally make it into Dave. And we literally, like, we go and right away we get a beer. I was trying to get a pizza, but they were already sold out. Like, most of the food was already gone. It sold out within, like, minutes of them letting people in. So we walk up those big-ass stairs. I should have gotten a picture of the stairs. Like, just, like, that side, because it's just so crazy how many stairs.
You could probably just, like, Google image them.
Probably.
Pop right up.
Oh, yeah. But, like, so we get up to the top, and literally, like... Like, we get to the stairs, and then we, like, walk about 10 feet, like, just at a slight angle onto the grass, and we're like, here's perfect. And it was a great spot.
Drop. It was nobody, like, bugged us. There was nobody around us.
No.
I mean, I was up, like, moving around and shit, and I didn't step on anybody.
It was awesome.
Normally, it's, like, crowded shoulder to shoulder and shit.
Yeah, we had, like, a 30-foot buffer where, like, nobody was around us. It was great.
Yeah.
Except for, like, the people walking, like, on the little walkway behind us, but that was it. Yeah. It was great. It was a great spot, great view. There was only one guy that would, like, but he was dancing with his, like, kid. I don't know if it was, like, his son or daughter, but he was dancing with his kid, so I wasn't gonna, like, get mad at this guy because,
Oh, the baby daddy? Yeah. Baby daddy of 6?
Yes, the baby daddy.
Don't be offended.
But, yeah, like, he's dancing with his kid. That's, like, the only person that was in my way. And I was like, you know what? Worth it. This guy's having a good time. His kids aren't crying or screaming. They're enjoying themselves. I'm just going to let it be. Yeah. I'm not going to ruin it. I really wanted to wear this shirt, by the way. Totally forgot it here.
And he forgot it.
Forgot it here. So, I mean, it was a great experience. Amazing show. We get to about 11:15. Actually, I think it was about...
Yeah.
I think it was a little bit past 11:15 at this point.
When Dave first got on, he told us the deal was that he was going to play. And he was like, they said we could play past curfew, so we're just going to play until they kick us off.
Yeah.
That was what the deal he said.
That's fair.
Yeah. So it gets to be, like, I look at my phone, and I'm like, man, it's like 11:15 already. I wonder if they're going to start kicking them off. And they just kept going.
Right, yeah.
And going. And then it got to like 11:30, and he was like, "Well, nobody said anything yet, so we're just gonna keep going." Bloop, bloop. Yeah. Going to the next song. Oh, it was so.
It was like 11:45 rolls, or I think it was like 11:45. He's like, I think it's getting late. Yeah. And he just kept on playing again. It was like,
it was awesome. So he ends up cutting out, like, I think it was like just before midnight. Like, so it was.
Okay.
It was an awesome show. So basically, it was like a 2.5 hour show because he started around like 9:30. I think it was just before 9:30 is when he came out and started the show, and then he ends about midnight. So it's like a 2.5 hour show, which is right on par with the Dave shows anyway. Yeah. So it was like perfect.
We wound up. I wound up looking it up on the set list. We wound up getting 15 songs.
Yeah. Which really, like,
they were like the top songs mixed with a couple new things that from the new album, which are amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because he just had a new album that came out. It literally got released on the 8th, which was the Friday before the show.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so the album came out,
Oh,
and then we
excited.
got to hear his new songs live the day after his album came out.
So Christian, I'm gonna give you a little rundown of the songs that you missed.
Okay.
And I've got to say before
Uh,
we start that we talked about this last week about what we think his opener is going to be.
Right.
And I was right.
You were right, but I don't think you would have been right had it.
Doesn't matter.
Because we didn't get.
Woulda,
we
coulda,
didn't
shoulda.
get what-
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Stop it.
I was right.
Stop.
Woulda,
Anywho's
coulda,
it.
shoulda.
Doesn't matter.
I was right.
Doesn't matter. So we got "Don't Drink the Water" first. We wound up
Nice.
getting "Can't Stop," "Warehouse," "Do You Remember,"
Okay.
number 41, "Samurai Cop," which really
That's his new one.
Jeff, can we tell him that it's not really about a samurai cop?
Yeah.
Dave just likes the name.
Yeah, he named it after a old 80s. I think it was an 80s movie. But it's like an old movie called Samurai Cop. So they love the name, but the song has nothing to do with a samurai cop or a
Not a
samurai
fucking
or a cop.
We also got "You Might Die Trying," which is one of my personal favorites.
Which was performed amazingly.
Nice.
Yeah. We got "Lying in the Hands of God,"
which is really good.
We got dude. I was singing along like word for word. Just
oh yeah.
"The Girl Is You." We got the song that Jane likes. We got "You and Me," which is another one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
We got another new song from the album, "She," and that turned out to be a really awesome version.
That is so good. Such a good song.
That's a song you want to play at a wedding,
right?
Wow.
It's an inside joke.
It is a great song. It's
and then we got "Ants Marching," which I thought for sure like they were gonna close right there.
Yeah,
And then
I thought that was gonna be the closer because that's a great song to end on. You know, it's basically
it's normally what he does then.
Yeah, it's like his classic.
And then we got "Sister," which it's not my favorite. I always like any of his shit live though. So
yeah, it's better live.
But then
much better live.
Then we got the closer, which is this song is one of my favorite songs as well. And I wasn't sitting still for it. I was all up doing that shit. We got "Louisiana Bayou,"
which I even stood up to dance for.
Nice.
Which says a lot because I was already cold and wet and tired, and I had bought a new shirt, which is in the other room. I gotta wash it now because it's all like wet and gross. So I've definitely got to do laundry. Right. But yeah, it was probably like I think it was just after he played "She," I was getting cold and I was like, man, I gotta get like a hoodie or something. And so I was like fully prepared to go down and get a hoodie. I was like, I'll be right back. I looked at Josh. And I was like, I gotta go. Yeah. I'm gonna go buy a hoodie. Like at this point, I don't even care how much they cost. Like I just have to buy one. And so Josh was like, if it's a reasonable price, get me one too, and then I'll just pay you back. I was like, cool, of course, sure. So I get down there, and plus they had gone down earlier to go to the bathroom, and they came back, and apparently they smelled funnel cakes.
Oh my god, the funnel cakes smelled so good.
So they were like, hey, if you go down there, you should buy us funnel cakes. That would be awesome. Jeez. So I get down there, everything is closed except for merchandise. Like, everything was closed. There wasn't even a smell of funnel cakes left. I'm pretty sure everybody was like, funnel cake?
They probably ran up to go get their wallet, which I thought that I forgot up at the in the bag. Yeah. Didn't forget it. Some bitch was in my pocket. And I just didn't feel it because my pants were so wet.
Everything was wet. Everything was wet. Like, but it was. I get down there and I go to the merch and I see like the hoodie and I'm like, you know what? Perfect. I love it. I want one. I was like, do you have any hoodies left? He goes, no. We sold out in like 10 minutes. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Like, damn it. Like, so I was like, all right, well, there's no more hoodies. That's a bummer. I know Josh's gonna be bummed. I was like, but I need something like. I want like a memento of this Dave concert. So I was like, you know what? I'll buy a t-shirt. Plus it'll give me something to change into once we get back to the car. And I don't have to sit in a car ride in a soaking wet t-shirt. So I go and I buy a t-shirt.
I would like to actually thank my woman because she was thinking ahead and she was thinking about me, and she had packed me a whole new wardrobe. So, because I was already wet. Dang. So I had dry clothes. Thank you, beautiful love. I appreciate it. It was a nice gesture.
That's killer.
Yeah. So it was, you know, the show ends and it was absolutely incredible. It was such a good show. And like, he couldn't thank the people enough for all the people that stuck around, because when it started raining and they were like, it's shut down, Dave's not playing, like, there was a lot of people that started leaving. Like, the parking lot was getting full of people trying to leave. So we were like, you know what? Like, we'll just stick around, wait it out, see if the rain stops and Dave changes his mind. And he did.
But then there was also people still rolling in.
Oh, yeah. So, like, people, like, somebody would be like, screw this, we're not staying for this. And they would leave. And then, like, not less than a minute later, another car was pulling into that spot. So,
in all honesty, it was literally less than a minute. And you just see it random, like, for as far as I can see. Just so random cars fucking leaving. And, I mean,
so if anybody showed up to buy tickets at the door, then they got a free concert. And if anybody bought tickets there from a scalper, because there were scalpers walking around, if anybody paid to buy tickets from a scalper, they really overpaid for tickets. They got ripped off. They got ripped off because they could have gotten the show for free.
Right. But all they do is have a little bit of patience.
Yeah. Wow, your screen just went whacked up. What the hell?
Did it?
Yeah, it's all wacky. That's weird. It's starting to normalize again, sort of. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut it short here soon. I know we've been talking for almost an hour, over an hour. But I'm like sick as shit right now. My nose is fucking like falling right now. I gotta get up in a few hours to.
Christian's trying to get some sympathy fans. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Picture fixes.
I'm not trying to. I'm just telling you, we've talked for an hour and 15 minutes. And I'm ready to go. I haven't had a day off in 10 days. I'm ready to sleep.
Do you see that? Look, do you see this? It's a tear. It's a tear for you, Christian. It's right here.
But, so, all right, so on that note, I mean, definitely check out this video that's going to be coming up after this one. It'll be our Road to Dave video. It's definitely going to be well worth the watch. Hell of an adventure. Lots and lots of fun. Yeah, so check it out. And
wish you were there, but you weren't.
Yep. Wish a lot of people were there, but they weren't. But we were. All right. So enjoy the rest of your week, folks. And, well, don't forget to expect the unexpected.
Deuces, gooses.
Peace.